Good morning, Kristi. How are you doing?
Good morning, Maisie. Good morning, everyone. I'm doing great.
Very
Thank you.
nice to see you.
And always nice to see you or talk to you or email you.
All right, very good. So we are here today with Kristi Borst, and my name is Maisie Rafferty. I'm the publisher of Boston's Natural Awakenings magazine, and we're conducting interviews with our partners and just letting folks know who they are, where they're from, and what they're doing in their business these days, accommodating clients throughout the COVID-19 crisis. So Kristi is an integrative mind, body, spirit, emotions healer, and she is the founder of Perspective Reboot, which is an energy healing and balancing process. Kristi is also a Reiki Master, an ordained minister who has a PhD in Metaphysics. So I will let Kristi share the rest of her bio with you, and she's going to take us into telling us about her work and what services she provides. So Kristi, I'll leave it to you.
Well, thank you for this opportunity to connect more personally through natural awakenings. I've enjoyed my association with the publication, starting back with, I think, a really nice show you put on that I was so thrilled to participate in. So I am a natural born healer. And what that means, Maisie, is that while I do have training in some healing modalities, I am connected and I have what I call a healing resonance, which allows me to connect in with the person that I'm, partnering with in session, to speak with their body, calm it down, to understand and kind of root out what the trauma is, or self-limiting belief, or spiritual challenge that may be manifesting as actual physical unease, which translates to, disease or pain. This ability I have is something I had as a child, and I was told to shut it down, which, it's fine. It's part of my path. I don't have any bad feelings about, really anything that's led me to this moment. But what happened is that I've always been intuitively connected. I guess I'd say on a spiritual level, on a creative level. I've always been artistic, and I channeled, the abilities that I had that I couldn't express into graphic design.
Oh, nice.
I started a business when I was 27, and, really kind of went through my life and having kids, being a mom. And then in my early 50s, really kind of started having this awakening back to who I am and who I'm here to be. And my life has just opened up in so many wonderful ways, beautiful ways. I've, witnessed such miracles and blessings. And in 2013, I started my healing practice, which is called Healing Resonance with Kristi Borst. And I have my own process, which, as you mentioned in the intro, is called Perspective Reboot. Because many times what we see as challenge is actually our opportunity. And we've just been looking at it the wrong way our entire lives. And we're typically too close to our own story to, or enmeshed in a layer of the story to find our exit path. So that's kind of what I provide in service, is not only the energetic or the quantum level kind of healing, but that insight to the person so that they can become aware of where they're self-sabotaging either their wellness or their joy, so they can become empowered to be their best self.
Nice, thank you. And Kristi, how do you normally see people in person, or have you just transitioned to a little bit more online during this crisis, or how does a session usually look?
I've always offered the choice of in-person and distance. Most of my work is done distance with people as far away as Australia.
Oh, wow.
And it works equally well. If not, for sometimes people it's better because they're in their own home, their own space. My in-person sessions have historically been held in my home in Wells, Maine. At this point, I'm not seeing people in my home.
Right.
And this is dated April 10th, 2020. I will resume seeing people in person as soon as that's prudent from, current standards for
Right.
being together within 6 feet.
Right. So, Kristi, as it relates to your practice, do you have a tip or two that you would recommend for folks during this time? Ways to kind of connect, or anything that can help them feel better and be in a more gentle space at this time.
For sure. And it's kind of wrapped into what I just said previously, is that in every challenge, there's an opportunity. And life is always seeking balance. And sometimes we resist transitions. And then later, when we look back, we see that that thing that we thought was awful was one of the best things that happened to us.
Right.
And so I invite people to try to expand their awareness of what's going on beyond what seems like loss, to look for the opportunity because it's there.
Right.
There's a balance in life. It's pretty well exemplified by the yin and yang symbol. And there's that white part, there's that black part, and we tend to see things as very black and white. But nothing is black and white. White is black without light, or in the absence of light. Black is white when the light is shining brightly on it. So I believe right now life is auto-correcting. We've missed the signs to change. We've missed opportunities to slow down and connect and care about one another. And this is providing a great opportunity for us to slow down, not worry about do, and just be.
Right.
Breathe, connect with one another. Not physically, but energetically, spiritually, heart to heart. As you hear people say, stay safe, don't take that as an indication that you're not safe.
Right.
Take that as an indication that that person is showing that they care about you. They're realizing that they care about you.
Right. Nice. Very
I
nice.
hope that helps.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Kristi, how can our audience connect with you if they'd like to reach out?
I'm not sure where you're sharing this, Maisie, but I do have a page right on the Natural Awakenings site.
Yeah, we'll be embedding it in that page, as well as sharing on our social. And then we're going to have a separate page set up on the website as well, where we'll have all of the interviews on kind of like a blog page.
Yep. And I also have my own website, and the URL you can use for that is releaseitall.us.
Nice.
You can join with me on social media, or I have a really great, empowering, light-filled blog, so people can connect in through that.
And those are all, you have everything linked right through your website as well, correct?
Yes, I do. Yes.
All right, excellent. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share, Kristi, before we wrap up?
Yeah, I just would like to, encourage people to take their cues from nature rather than from the media. And see that the earth is having a break from pollution. Spring is coming, it's new birth, new growth, and just hold in your heart that all is well.
It's like that quote from Emerson. What does he say? Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. That seems like that's where we are right now. Yep. Well, thank you so much, Kristi. I appreciate your time, and thank you for your work in helping others. You have a wonderful day.
It's my joy, for sure.
Okay, have a great day.